Hey guys, OG Albina here, bringing you guys my APA Academy Season 2 Week 9 battle against our buddy Blinn and his Canberra Cradilys. I think I said right that time, actually, no stutters. But yeah, Blinn's a very, very cool dude. He's a really, really good buddy of ours. Really talented, really good player. So definitely go check him out, and he's definitely stepped up his content game too, I want to say. Since Academy started, I think the quality of his videos has gone up a mile, and I actually really, really enjoy watching myself. So I think you guys should go check him out too. But yeah, with that being said, we should just jump right into the matchup. This is a game I really, really do want to win. Last week we were able to pick up a win against mid after a pretty crazy endgame. I won't spoil it, but go check it out if you want to see something pretty wild, honestly, to finish off that game. But we did win, which brought us up to 4-4. So if we win this game, we'll break 500, go up to 5-4, which would obviously be amazing. We're really pushing for a playoff spot right here, trying to scrape in with our new team here, you know, that we made some transactions for at the beginning of last week. So yeah, this game is very, very important. However, our matchup is terrible. We have no ground resist on our team, first off. Let's just start off with that. We have no ground resist on our team, and we play the literal ground in Groudon. We play the actual ground with no ground resist. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I don't know how I don't just outright lose to Groudon. It's actually terrifying how good that Mon is versus me. And then not even just that, Blinn's offense in particular, his bulk is kind of, you know, lacking in all honesty. I think offensively we're fine. But defensively, his offense, other than Groudon, even if Groudon did not come, there isn't one thing that necessarily just auto wins. But his team just is so strong against mine. Over time, my defensive checks to his team are just going to be gone. I don't have much to, you know, stop them from absolutely just running through me. So that's going to be a fun time. The combination of stuff like Necro plus Zera. Zera is terrifying. When Zera beats my, you know, ground type and stuff like that, it's a problem. But I'm rambling. Let's get into the matchup before we start talking about how tough it is. Our team, if you did forget, consists of Deoxys Attack, Naganadel, Jirachi, Manda Buzz, Lanoon, Infernape, Piloswine, Primarina, Frostlass, Tyrantrum, Megamanectric, and Vileplume, with our Z users being Infernape, Frostlass, and Tyrantrum. While Blinn's team consists of Groudon, Necrozma, Dawnwings, Zeraora, Hydreigon, Mega Pinsir, Swallow, Buzzwole, Sakataka, Feraligatr, Archeops, Victreebel, and Comfey, with his Z users being Zeraora, Stakataka, and Victreebel. I accidentally put in this Archeops in the layout there, but I did it like kind of like pre-recording in Photoshop, so I can't really fix that right here, and I don't really want to go in and re-input all this stuff because I didn't save it. So you're just gonna have to look at Z Archeops, which he should have made the Z user because Z Archeops is the GOAT. But yeah, like I said, very, very, very tough matchup. Stuff like just Pinsir, Groudon, Necro, Zera ruin my entire day. And then he can pretty much bring a combination of any two others. The only one I really don't expect is going to be that Comfey. I have a Jirachi and a Vileplume on my roster, which kind of just invalidates it in my opinion. But even then, he could bring it because like the triage priority versus stuff like a Weakened Ape and a Deoxys is obviously really, really nice. So I could definitely see him bringing it. I just don't expect it over the other things. Victreebel can be scary. Arceus has a great speed tier versus me, and just a bunch of things. So, yeah, but with that being said, our first mon right here, I think, does absolutely phenomenal in this matchup, and that's going to be Infernape. We're rocking out with the Cobra Berry, Iron Fist ability, Slack Off, Bulk Up, Fire Punch, and Close Combat. 196 attack, 76 defense, and 236 speed with a Jolly nature. Now this spread, what the EVs do in particular, with our Cobra Berry and our defense investment, we can always live a +2 quick attack from Mega Pinsir after rocks. And Fire Punch with the Iron Fist boost, if he's no bulk Pinsir, we actually always knock him out from 75%. So if he takes rocks in his base Pinsir form and then Mega Evolves and doesn't take them after, we can still knock that thing out, unless he's very, very, very invested. And obviously, if he takes the 50%, we always knock him out anyways. We're Slack Off Bulk Up because I actually think this is a phenomenal win con. If we can get a Bulk Up off or two, and get that, +1 power while being able to take those physical hits and stuff like that, like, we can potentially set up on a Zera, a bunch of different, like a non-life form Zera we can set up on, potentially Buzzwole, a bunch of different mons on his team, and once we're up at, like, +1, +2, I honestly think we just win the game. He doesn't really have much to outspeed and threaten me other than maybe Swallow. Like a Scarf Hydra could be scary. Aqua Jet for Alligator, but if we stay healthy enough and get our bulk ups off, we can lift hits from that. If we weaken Groudon, +2 Fire Punch and Close Combat's going to do a chunk to that thing. So yeah, I really do think this mon has a phenomenal chance in winning this game. Like I said, we have enough speed. for the Groudon. I'm not creeping the Hydreigon. I don't think Hydreigon is on the mon. I think is a little less likely, just because of the fact that we have a Primarina on our team. But you know, it definitely could come. That could bite me in the butt. But he doesn't have anything that can really knock out Infernape in one hit unless he's like Specs or Life Orb, which I definitely don't expect if I have a Primarina. So yeah, that's going to be Ape. Probably going to be our primary win con this game. If we can get it set up, it really does do a lot of work. This is the mon that has the best matchup against the team overall for sure. And yeah. Next up, we have our Mega Manectric with the Intimidate ability, Manectric, Manekite? I don't even know how to say that right. Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, Flamethrower, Signal Beam, 76 HP, 100 defense, 140 special attack, 12 defense, and 180 speed with a timid nature. Now, this mon's purpose this game is to serve as a bulky pivot. It's to pivot in and out on his physical offense and keep them from just outright sweeping me. Stuff like Pinsir, stuff like Gator. Our HP and defense allows us to live a Life Orb Gator liquidation after rocks. If he's gotten up a Dragon Dance, then like we switch in and bring him back down to neutral, we can actually always take that hit, which is really, really nice. We're creeping Swallow speed-wise. We're not 3-hit KO by Mega Pinsir after Intimidate, and we just kind of threw the rest in the special attack here. So it's really going to be like a bulky pivot. We don't have anything super effective to hit the Groudon, which is scary, but Flamethrower on the Sun actually does a lot to that thing. And I want Flamethrower because it actually did more than a Hidden Power did, and that allowed me to go Signal Beam for the potential Hydreigon, which could be a pretty good check to this thing. Otherwise, Flamethrower also hits Zeraora pretty decently hard. This is a good pivot in Zeraora to Intimidate buffer it, make its Plasma Fist not do as much. It doesn't have any super effective coverage for us, in all honesty. So I figured Manectric would be a pretty good mon in this game, just to pivot in, slow down his team to the point where it doesn't just outright clean and run through me, and give our other mons a chance to set up and stuff like that. Like Intimidate buffer into like Zeraora, and then we sack our Manectric actually gives our Infernape a chance to set up and win the game. So I figured that'd be a pretty cool idea. And yeah, that's going to be Manectric. Next up, we have our Manda Buzz, rocking out the pretty defensive set. Charty Berry with the Overcoat ability, Foul Play, Roost, U-Turn, and Toxic. Max HP, 4 attack, 148 defense, 76 Spadef, and 28 speed with an Impish nature. This is going to be our Groudon check. We're not too, this is going to be our ground check. We're never killed by +2 Stone Edge after rocks, as long as we do have our Charty Berry, obviously. And even if we don't have our Charty Berry, we can live a regular Stone Edge after rocks 100% of the time as well. But the defensive calc in particular that we hit here was to avoid a 2-hit KO from Mega Pinsir before rocks from return and stuff like that, which is obviously really nice. We threw the rest into speed. We threw 28 into speed, not the rest. We threw 28 into speed just for creeps on his team and stuff like that. Potential speed creeps for no speed Manda Buzz. And then we threw the rest into Spadef. This mod is pretty good versus his team, honestly. It's really annoying for him to deal with. Stack Attack can break through us pretty decently, I suppose. But we can at least chew one with our Charty Berry. You know, this gives us a nice, like, soft check to the Gator. It can't set up on us, obviously, or it just drops to a foul play after a little bit of chip. Obviously gives us a Pinsir check. Zeraora is very annoying, but it doesn't want to switch into a foul play at all. Like, if he wants to pivot and expecting, like, a Brave Bird or something like that, on his Buzzwole, then obviously we can hit him with a big foul play and do, like, around half or so. I think around half, I don't remember off the top of my head. And then U-Turn, obviously, from Momentum Toxic for stuff like Buzzwole, because we can't really touch those. This also gives us a really good Necrozma check, just with our natural Spadef. You know, we can take dual stabs from that thing obviously phenomenally, and then Power Gem is super effective coverage that it has for us that we can obviously eat up due to our Charty Berry there, if he wants to go that over like no, it doesn't get Moonblast. That's Lunala that gets Moonblast. So yeah, it's a really good Necro check as well. So Manda Buzz is really, really important in this game. Hopefully we can keep it pretty healthy because it does deal with a lot of his offense. Next up we have our Jirachi rocking out with a Cassib Berry, Serene Grace ability, Stealth Rock, Grass Knot, Flash Cannon, and Shadow Ball. 92 HP, 60 defense, 172 special attack, 4 Spadef, and 180 speed with a timid nature. Now this mod is going to be our rocker this game. We need a rocker. It's also kind of our Necrozma check because there's so much pressure on Manda Buzz to do so much in this game. I don't want to use it for everything. And this actually pivots into the Necrozma 100% of the time with our... what do you call it? Special attack investment. We actually always 2-hit KO, max HP, Necrozma Dawn Wings after rock to Shadow Ball. That actually shows you how bulky that thing is because that's a 4-time super effective move, and I have to have a lot of investment to guarantee 2-hit KO with a 4-time super effective move, which is pretty gross. Granted, it's not stab and it's only based on 100 special attack, but that's disgusting. The HP that we have allows me to live 2 Life Orb HP fires from Comfey after rocks. We have speed for Groudon. And then we threw the rest into defense. I kind of wish we kept the Hydreigon in hindsight. Same with Same with Infernape. Not as much with Infernape because of the fact that I really did need the bulk that I had, plus the attack, you know, to guarantee, you know, knocks and things out. Man. But, you know, I think we'll be fine here with Jirachi. If anything, we would be able to, like, flash cannon the Hydreigon, you know, kill it with, you know, do a chunk to it or kill it with Chip. But, you know, we're never OHKOing that thing anyways because we're not rocking Moonblast. Grass Knot is obviously for that Groudon, so that we're not set up fodder. We pretty much always 2-hit KO that thing if he's, like, you know, super Spadef. And if he's, like, a minus Spadef nature, we actually have a chance to knock him out after Rocks, I believe. No, I don't think we actually knock him out after Rocks, but after a little bit of Chip, we can definitely do so with Grass Knot. And then Flash Cannon just for Stab, Shadow Ball for Necro. But yeah. Next up, we have our Vileplume making its debut, rocking out with the Aqua Berry Effect Spore, Sludge Bomb, Giga Drain, Strength Sap, Toxic, Max HP, Max Defense, 4 Special Attack with a Relax Nature. Now this mon is another one that's going to have to pull a lot of weight defensively. This is going to be our check for the Stack Attacker. It's going to switch into the Buzzwole. It's going to switch into Groudon at times if we need to. It's going to be our main Feraligatr check, you know, provided we don't think he's going to go for an Ice Punch that turn or something like that. It's going to be a Comfey check. This mon is really important for his team, you know, and really big in stopping a lot of his offense. Where Aqua Berry, just in case he is Fire Move Groudon, we can actually, you know, eat up any +2 hit otherwise, I believe. No, not any +2 hit. That's completely wrong. But we can live any neutral hit for sure. And, you know, Giga Drain back or Strength Sap back. Strength Sap is really annoying for his team to deal with also. We have a Relax Nature with 0 speed IVs, just so that we can take Gyro Balls from the Stack Attacker better. You know, with, you know, the least speed we have, the least we're going to take from that. And then with Max HP, Max Defense, we actually had to go Max, because we can actually live 2 Adamant, or Lonely, I guess, in the case of Stack Attacker, Stone Edges before Rocks. It does like 49.7 max. And he needs an absolute max roll to kill us with Z-Rock, you know, Continental Crush after Stealth Rock Chip. So, max defense is pretty important here. If he, excuse me, if he didn't have Stack Attacker, I was considering going a Chlorophyll set, like a really, like, you know, bulky but, you know, speedy under the sun Vileplume set like that. And I could deal with, you know, Groudon potentially like that. But we should still be able to maybe even check it pretty decently just with the set that we have, with, you know, the defensive investment that we have and all that stuff. But yeah, going to be Vileplume, again, very important this game, and whittling down his team for stuff like Infernape, and potentially our Deoxys can win in the end game, which is going to be our last member. Rocking out with Life Orb, Pressure Ability, Extreme Speed, Knockoff, Psychic, Ice Beam, 108 Attack, 188 Special Attack, and 204 Speed with a Hasty Nature. Now, I'm going to be completely honest, I totally forget what my attack and special attack are for. They're there for a reason. They're not just randomly split. I do, however, remember that my speed is for a, I believe, let's see, it's for Zeraora, creeping me, creeping a Scarf, and Necrozma Dawn Wings, by a few points. You know, just a little room for comfort and stuff like that. So I figured that would be a nice benchmark to hit. We didn't need a bunch of speed. Otherwise, it let me get a little bit of extra special attack and attack and all that stuff. And this one really does hit his team hard. He has a decent amount of priority to stop it. Like I said, he has Comfey with Draining Kiss. He has Quick Attack Swallow. He has Aqua Jet Gator, which I definitely expect to come. And I think that's it. But other than that, we really do just put a giant dent in his team. Extreme Speed is for those... Oh, and Quick Attack Pinsir. You know, the mon that lives off, you know, +2 quick attacking things. But we have Extreme Speed to, you know, potentially pick those things off if they're weakened and we have them in range of that Extreme Speed. Such as the Pinsir, the Gator, you know, stuff like that. Knockoff is obviously for the Necrozma Dawn Wings. We blow that thing away, unless he's Cobra. Yeah. Excuse me. Psychic is for Stab. You know, hits his team very hard. Otherwise, we can hit the Zeraora, Buzzwole, Archeops, Victory Bell, all that stuff with Psychic. And then Ice Beam is for Groudon, is for Hydreigon. It hits both of those super effectively, does an absolute ton to those. And yeah, that's going to be our team this week. Like I said, very tough matchup. However, I really like the team that I built. I love the EVs. And if you notice, this team has 1, 2, 3, 4 resist berries. So if that's not a me team, then I honestly don't know what is. It's pretty funny how many we actually have on this build. But hopefully it does work out. Hopefully those lures work to perfection. But yeah, that's going to be our team for week 9 of the AP Academy. If you guys are excited, be sure to drop a like, subscribe so you catch the battle as it goes up tomorrow. And with that being said, I'm going to get out of here. Later.